about 5 minutes or so, and you'll be speaking with Shane Foxman.
Okay, sounds good.
Great, thanks, Arin.
Yesterday we had a couple of editors on the show, fascinating. Today joining us on the show, here's a kid at the age of 16, long before apparently anyone else was doing anything digital besides, well, they probably weren't even watching TV. It was 10 years ago. I don't think anyone was doing anything digital, except our next guest, Arin Crumley. Four-Eyed Monsters is the movie they shot for the, I believe it was for the web only. He's going to join us on the line. We'll find out exactly what's going on here. Good morning, Arin.
Hey, what's up?
Not too much, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
So first of all, listen, I'm on foureyemonsters.com right now. And I'm sitting here with it in front of me. Explain to me, if I've never heard of this before, what am I looking at?
Well, what you're looking at is an independent film that my co-director and I, Susan Bice, created. And it's just sort of an, autobiographical, personal story about our lives, about experiences that we had that we thought were crazy and that we thought would appeal to others if we could put it into a story and get it out there. So that's what we did.
Arin Crumley joining us on the line. So in town for the film festival. So take me back though. Now is that correct? Or are we talking 10 years ago? You're out there with your digital camera thinking, you know what, I can make movies with this thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, the truth is it was VHS in those days, so it wasn't
Right.
digital video quite yet. But yeah, I sat there at the local community access media center and started learning how to use the equipment. And there was a program in my high school where two classes out of the day I could spend in the video lab, and I ended up cutting a lot of my other classes and just hanging out there all the time. And just started making my own little projects, and have either, through doing wedding videography or doing corporate video jobs or whatever, my whole life have pretty much been doing video stuff.
And so explain then how do you go from 16 going, wow, I kind of dig these cameras, this is cool, I like shooting stuff, I like the editing, I like the entire process, to at age 26, and you're going to be speaking at a forum at the Vancouver Film Festival. Obviously it's been a pretty good adventure the last 10 years, I imagine.
That makes it sound pretty interesting. That's kind of existential. I don't normally look at it in terms of a 10-year chunk, but yeah, it's crazy. It is. I mean, really, it's been just in the past couple years since we've taken the film to film festivals, but then moved into the internet world of like making new material that's outside of the actual film. That's really kind of the story about the film, and then ultimately distributing our film ourselves to theaters and getting various promotional partners to help us out, like MySpace and iTunes, and sponsors like Spout.com and Without a Box and Our Stage. All these people jumped on board because they saw what we were doing online. And then, yeah, lately we've been speaking at a lot of panels. We're also going to London and Montreal, and we were just doing a thing in New York. And a lot of people are very interested about what's going on in this internet space in terms of a new sort of film industry that seems to be emerging.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking. Arin Crumley joining us on the line. Four-Eyed Monsters is the film. But this opens up all new doors for filmmakers, right? Like before, you only had really the one outlet. Maybe I get it to a theater or I get it to TV. But now the internet changes the landscape completely.
Yeah, it's really crazy because, you had Sex, Lies, and Videotape, which was one of the first films to sell at Sundance, and that launched Steven Soderbergh's career and established Sundance as the new discovery mechanism. It became every filmmaker's dream to take a film to Sundance and get it discovered and released and launch your filmmaking career. Now it's really not necessary. Now it's really the internet, and primarily a lot of it's going on at YouTube. We posted our entire film. We're the first feature film that has been put in its entirety on YouTube. So right now, if anybody wants to go see it, they can go watch it.
Well, how did it start? You shot your film, you go, okay, we like this, we're into it. At what point did it start picking up steam that you were thinking, you know what, there's a lot of people watching this, a lot of people are digging it, there's a good buzz about this?
Well, I mean, the first outside interest that we had in the project was really the Slam Dance Film Festival. And that was just crazy for us because we were always making the movie kind of imagining like this sort of one audience member sort of thinking like, well, what are they going to think when they see this scene and how is this going to come across? But we'd never really actually imagined any real substantial audience until we started to get that sort of like approval from outside, and that felt like really crazy. And from there, it was more festivals, and then from there it was starting to find people online that were seeing our little videos that we posted, and that's where it became like a hyper-personal connection too, because people were sharing their own lives and their own stories with us because they were seeing things that had happened to us, and it became this sort of like, it's kind of funny because in the storyline it's all about Susan and I's media-based dialogue of like sending each other notes and sending each other videos, but we ultimately went on to create that same sort of media-based dialogue with a bunch of people and pretty much just a bunch of online friends that are tuning in, looking at our videos and sending us their own videos and creating this whole like dialogue.
How, Arin Crumley joining us on the show, how much, I guess, or long, I'm thinking money though, first off, you guys are shooting it, you're writing it, you're probably editing it yourselves as well. How much money, or did you have money to actually fund this project?
Well, we did start out with $10,000 that we saved up through doing some video jobs that we had both done. But we didn't really understand the scope of it moving into it because I'd only ever done short video projects. I'd never done a feature length like this. So it was way more involved than we thought. The initial production ended up taking 14 months. And then there was more time since then basically promoting the film. And the entire project, since we decided that we were going to do it and like going to be full-time, in doing it, except for some side jobs here and there that we've had to take. For the most part, we've been full-time for 4 years. So it's been a long journey, and we're at the end of it. But and we've learned a lot. We don't feel like it needs to take this long next time. And we also don't feel like the film industry is evolving this whole time that we've been doing this project. So now we feel like with future projects and with other filmmakers doing their stuff, it's not going to take as long to find an audience if a project is good because of the way the internet is evolving.
It's unbelievable, and it's a great opportunity for, as you say, you were a young guy. This was probably the best opportunity you could have possibly had, and then to be able to take advantage of it, I think is just great. Four-Eyed Monsters. You can check it out at foureyeedmonsters.com. You can go to YouTube, as you mentioned. You can see it there. We'll have a link up on our website. Now, you're part of the New Filmmakers Day. Speaking at a workshop, correct?
Yeah.
Do you know what time that runs at?
Oh, that's on Saturday at 9 a.m. And the talk that I'm doing is called Filmmakers Seize Control. And it's all about basically not having any gatekeepers and it only being up to you. If you want to do a project, you just seize control of the world around you. You grab the cameras, you grab your computers, you grab your connection to the internet, and you just get your stories out there.
It's fascinating. I'm looking forward to watching this myself. I'm going to take a look at it after the show. Arin, thanks so much for your time this morning, and listen, continued success with everything you get into.
Oh, cool. Thanks a bunch. You too.
Thanks, man. Have a great day.
Okay.
Arin Crumley.
And that's it. They hung a click.